Greetings and welcome back, Dapplings, to From the Depths and to the second attempt at starting this recording. The first one met with a little bit of shenanigans, I am sorry to say. I have named this vessel. I've decided on the class name. This is the first of its class, so it was the first one that we built. So it has the class name as its name, and it is... Oops, that's not what I want to do. It is the Elpis, so named after the Greek, from Greek mythology, kind of the personification, the embodiment of hope, the spirit of hope, if you will, which seems a very fitting name for a completely weaponless resource-gathering outpost that is meant to operate in very calm waters, far away from the front lines, where ships can go to resupply and have a little bit of a break from all of the fighting, remind themselves why they're fighting. Now, the issue I had with the last recording was I tried to move the Elpis and merge it into Armok's drone. That didn't work. I even moved the Elpis all the way up there so that it was in close proximity. It still didn't work. There's something about the Elpis joining Armok's drone that resulted in me being stuck in a merge fleets menu, unable to actually access any of my other fleets. So what we're going to do here is we're flatly going to just rename this fleet to the Elpis. There we go. The Elpis Outpost. There we are. Assign name. Fantastic. Now, we are going to need to go over here to this Herbenu and name this one as well. Now, what I think would be the most fitting name for this, the second Elpis that we created, is the name of the person who named the Elpis. So we're going to do that right away. That'll be the first thing we do here. That will be Super Gecko. Congratulations, Super Gecko. You now have one of your own outposts named after yourself. I feel that that is completely fitting. And we are also going to rename the fleet as well. Now, this one's a little bit more tricky. What are we going to... I mean, I could name this the Super Gecko Outpost. I don't know. This is Home Sweet Home. This Elpis devoured our original fortress. These are our home waters, our ancestral home. I think it needs something more interesting. Maybe it's a little bit poetic, but yeah, Tides of the Progenitor. The Progenitor, of course, being the original outpost from which all other vessels were spawned, and unfortunately which had been devoured by Super Gecko. Well done, Super Gecko. Not many people would eat their parent. Zeus, Zeus is among them. Kronos, yeah, you keep a good company. Right, let's jump over to Armok's throne next. There are a few things I would like to show you. You may notice this, but we'll get that there in just a moment. Let's actually bring in Armok's throne completely. Right, okay, here we are, Armok's throne. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work. I've built up the second story to our ammo stockpile area, a little bit of an observation deck, if you will, where I can sit. It's not particularly heavily defended, but then again, this place is not really meant to be attacked. There are no windows, just let some of the breeze come through. There are windows at the top, though. And over here, we have a new platform, as you can tell, for another Armok missile silo. Now, right underneath here, we have some repair bot under there, which I thought fit quite well. And then down below here, we have numerous, absolutely loads and loads and loads of spares crates. Now, they are there specifically to allow us to continue repairing this place, even if we run out of resources. These spares crates will help us. They take 2,000 natural resources to build, but we are literally drowning in that stuff. You may also notice that our crystals are slowly rising. So before we do anything else with the Armok output, the Throne of Armok, here we are. This is the Shard of Division. Now, I would forgive you if you don't get the reference. The Shard of Division is from a film, but I don't actually believe in the film it's named. Rather, this is in the accompanying media, the books and the design documents for the movie. This is from the film The Dark Crystal, and you see why I chose it, The Dark Crystal. This is a crystal farm for us, 4 of them, 4 crystal farms with 6 crystal growth trays. It is a wooden outpost, mainly because I just don't think there's really anything that's going to be attacking this. And if it did get over here to attack it, then there's realistically not much that we're going to be able to do about it, because it's already going to have to have crossed Armok's throne. And so if the two Armok missile silos weren't able to take it down, then realistically it's going to be able to blow this up. And making this out of metal would just be a waste of it, because it's just giving it more resources to harvest by blowing up. So here we have the Shadow Division. Now, if you're wondering where the Shadow Division comes from, it is the name of the crystal shard that Jen finds in Augra's observatory. In fact, I was tempted to name this Augra's observatory to begin with because it had multiple crystals there. She kept many crystals, and only one of them was the Shard of Division. The Shard of Division is the crystal shard that was separated from the Dark Crystal itself, and is the main method by which Jen reunites the Skeksis and the Uru into the Urskeks. I love that movie so much. Right, back to the Throne of Armok. It is time. I have counted the spaces for us to build a new Armok missile silo. Now, it should fit in perfectly, I hope. Let's just lock that in place, though. Yes, it does. Fantastic. We'll just place that down. Now, unfortunately, we need to do a couple of things. You'll notice, if I bring up the AI, that we still only have 2 AI. Now, there are 2 AI on each of these silos, which means that this one's AI are not there. Now, as I've covered previously, when you build in a prefab, it doesn't build correctly, and all of the AI seem to be on enemy teams. I really don't know why, but it is a bit of a potch. But all you have to do, easiest way I found to do it, is just press R when you're over a part. I replace all of the AI. I'm not sure if that's necessary, but then you hold down Shift and then you just left click. So you'll place back the same component in the spot that you were, thus overriding it with your own AI core. We'll do the same for the local weapon controller. Just make sure that this is set up. I believe this was set to 100, and then this is set to 1,400. More or less, so we'll bring that down, and that's the only restriction we want on this one in terms of its firing. We should also make sure that is currently, no, that's not set to everything. Now it's set to 4 correctly. Now, it's odd that it remembered that it was meant to be on the 4th control group, but wasn't set automatically until I actually looked at it. That's a bit curious. Where's the other one? All right, all the way over here. Now, we'll start at the top again. So R, Shift, left click, Shift, left click. Now, down here, this one is upside down. That's how it's connected. So you need to hold Tab and Shift at the same time to place that one in. And then I believe this one was set to a much shorter range because this is the anvil. So that's 50. And I believe this was up to 900. So that one should be 9. And there we go. And of course, make sure that the weapon controller is currently set to all. We want it set to 3. It is now set to 3. There we go. So there is a new Armok missile station, a missile silo built there. It's a little bit higher up, but I'm actually really liking building these up. If we go for a 3rd silo here, then this, or maybe even a 4th, maybe we could have them just surrounding the actual ammo stockpile. That would give this place phenomenal firepower when it's loaded in. But we'll quickly check on the AI, make sure they're all turned on. There we go. Actually, I don't want you attacking salvage. Your missiles cost quite a lot. But there we are. Beautiful, beautiful weapon system right there. Now, we are going to need to build up separate weapon systems, and that is not something I've forgotten. I still have a mind to build the Nimbus and the Tier of Ra up along these ridges, but I felt that building a 2nd Armok silo was going to be more useful for us right now. But the Nimbus and, well, it's probably just going to be the Nimbus along this ridge and the Tier of Ra somewhere down closer to the coast. But the Nimbus will be fueled from a separate structure, probably some sort of structure built right back here where all of the ammo will be. And then that'll be connected via various struts to the Nimbus anchor points up along this ridge and just running all the way along, and it will be part of the Throne of Armok fleet as well. Okay, next thing for us to do now then is to have a look at the map. How are we doing? Well, we've got a little ship coming in there. Looks like they're patrolling at the moment. They're going to be stopping off at this place and then moving on. I'm not particularly worried about that, and my plans for this episode are actually to have the Abaya and the Sobex move up along here. In fact, this might be a nice test for the Armok's throne. Let me see, what kind of ships have you got? You've got a flying squirrel. Oh no, I hate those. Scrapper and another scrapper. Okay, well that's actually not too bad. We should be able to deal with that. They're fairly small. Despite the force strength of 39, I don't think they're going to be much of a threat to us at all. I might try and lure them into fighting. If they do end up coming this way, they may just reinforce that, in which case I'll have to go out there and fight them and then draw back and pull them with us. But if they do end up coming along this way, because they're saying patrolling, not fortifying. I think that's the word they use when they're going to be adding their value to another area. If they do come along here, I might actually draw the Elpis back, just so that they come a little bit closer before engaging, so that the Throne of Armok can actually get into the fight. Now, let's see. I do wish the game wouldn't stop using music. It's a little bit off-putting when the music just stops like that, but you know what I'm thinking? Maybe we need another Kororo. Maybe we need another missile satellite somewhere out here. Not missile satellite, sorry, reconnaissance satellite. Ooh, what are you doing now? Hunting the usurper. No. I'm not there anymore. Don't worry. Actually, I technically am. Actually, it's Armok's throne of the day. Okay, go ahead. Hunt all you like. The Abaya and the Sobex, however, are going to just cause a little bit of a stir up here. Force strength of 11. I don't think that's really going to be much of a problem for us at all. And soon, oh so soon, we're up to 36,000. We're going to need about 180, I believe, to build our new ship and actually build the weapon systems on it. Okay, what are we going to be fighting here? We've got a urchin and what are you? Another urchin. Okay, well, that shouldn't be too bad. Right, I should have actually brought you guys in a little bit earlier. Also, I want to be moved across to the Abaya, if you please. Let's warp to force. There we go. And there we are. Right, now, there is a little bit of a trick with the camera. A couple of people have mentioned that the game does make them a little bit seasick, and I can certainly appreciate that. This is a game where the bobbing in the water is actually quite incessant. And I mean, I get travel sick a little bit if I play Half-Life 2 for more than 2 or 3 hours at a time. So I certainly see where you're coming from with that. Now, one thing you can do to help with that, we're just going to bring them into play, is normally I'm going to be bobbing up and down with my vessel as it moves. Oops, you're not on combat? No, you're not on combat. There we go. Now, my camera is anchored to the vessel, so it will, well, rather it's anchored to my body. So it'll move in relation to the body. But if you press N and then N again, completely unanchors from any kind of point, and you've got a free camera. The camera is completely stable, and you're not going to have to worry too much. I think this fight is going to be over very, very quickly. Oh man, I was even thinking I might actually jump out and try and capture one of these little guys. Oh well. The next time I see an urchin, I will actually try to leap on board, take out its AI, and then capture it. I want more trophies. Throne of Armok demands more trophies. But I think that is actually the end of this fight. Well, that was rather anticlimactic, I must say. Okay, well, well done. Very well done. Let's take you back out of play. Now, let's have a quick look here. Now, the problem here is I actually don't know where there are enemy. I think actually getting another Kororo would actually be a really, really good idea. So I'm going to move into a position about here. Now, the only issue that I have with this is that the Kororo is not particularly well armed. It can deal with some damage with its mines. Or at least that Kororo can, because I built a mine layer on it. But the Kororo itself is an unarmed satellite. I might have to put some weapon systems on this, depending on what kind of force strength are around here. If there are any, this could all be the Onyx Watch, for all I know. And it might well be, actually. Right, let's bring in the Abaya. I want to be on the Abaya right now. Also, you know what, Abaya? I would actually like this to be changed slightly. I don't want you to go down to 100, because I tend to find that at 100, you do yourself a mischief more often than not in shallow waters. So let's just set this to... minus 75 instead. I actually still feel that it might be a little bit too low, but we're going to turn off the AI for a second. We're also going to cut the engine. Now, we're currently at a depth of 78, which is fine. I'm pretty happy with that. What we're going to do next is stop controlling my missile, my torpedo deployer, and we are going to build a Kororo. Right, how much does this cost? Only 3,600 metal. That is completely acceptable. Let us begin the construction. Oh, I hate it when they do that, when they just like build a completely disconnected section and then it just floats off. Damn it. Be more sensible with what you're constructing, silly repair arms. There we go. Let's get all of this put together. Now I could theoretically put a little engine on this and give it some sort of very low power laser. But I'm not really taken with that idea. I've got to be honest with you. Really quite not taken with it. We could make this one have a missile silo going straight up the middle. Or I could just go with some light guns, maybe. Some little guns on these points. Oh, it looks like it's finished. Okay, fantastic. You built that really, really quickly. Right, I would actually like to be on this Kororo, so walk to the chair. And there we go. Okay, well, Chaotricles has furnished me with several names. I tend to keep a little short list whenever I play from the depths. I just generate 5 names off the master name list just in case I build anything. And the first name that was generated was Master Ranger. There we go. Oh, actually, this needs to be HMS Master Ranger. There we go. HMS Master Ranger, welcome to the fleet. Now, we should be fine getting up fairly high here. We're already taking to the sky. Now, whilst I'm building this Kororo, simply because I've already got the design for it, I have actually been playing around with the idea of building a reconnaissance satellite. Not something that just climbs up to 500, but something that climbs up to like 2,000 meters in space. Actually in space. And I'm very tempted by that idea. Very, very tempted indeed. And if I were to do that, then it would largely make the Kororos obsolete in a sense. But until I actually build an offensive weapon satellite, what I'm thinking of doing is that if I do build satellites, they will purely be reconnaissance. Much like the Kororo here is built for reconnaissance, but it is capable of fighting. The satellites, at least the first instance of them that I make, would be purely for reconnaissance. I would actually build a weapon satellite. I'm not even sure that I would do that seriously. I might make one for Throne of Armok for defending our home waters, simply because I feel that satellites are a little bit OP, or rather, a lot OP. They're crazy powerful. Most things can't shoot back against a satellite, but a satellite can project its firepower across a very, very great range. And if you give it a laser, then it's like, yeah, okay, this is stupid. If you imagine the Sol satellite from Akira, more or less. Not quite as, massive levels of destruction from each beam, but, pinpoint accuracy, high-powered laser beam from space. Nothing can shoot back at it. It can shoot everything. GG, effectively. So I can't see myself making those for actually expanding our territory, but perhaps for defending our territory, and maybe only defending very, very important positions. For example, the Armok's Throne City would be a good one. But let's come out of the map now, and let's have a look at our fleet. Now, I don't want you in this fleet, Master Ranger. I want you in your own. So leave this fleet, please. You are now the Master Ranger fleet. Well done. You are giving us plenty of intel. I'm just going to take you out of play there. Also, I really, really would like it if you would stay in the sky. So how about you go there and go back up to 372 meters, which is where your maximum altitude lies. Now, we can see there are a couple of places around here that we can attack. Abaya, I would very much like it if you would sweep through these and just gather up a bunch of people to fight with. We want some more resources. Now, you are actually getting a little bit close, and as I suspected, you are actually going for the Elpis. So I might actually move the Elpis back a little bit, just to lure you within range of our now expanded Armok silos. I'm really, really interested in seeing just what kind of terrible, terrible destruction they are able to inflict on enemies. Though that flying squirrel is going to be a pest. It's just flat out going to be annoying. I accept this. They are so hard to hit. I commend them for their design, because they are just literally the embodiment of all that is annoying. Now, we're instantly going to capture this area because it has no one guarding it. We just need to be there, and it'll turn to ours. And there we go. We get some nice little victory music to cheer ourselves up with. I'm dragging my heels with moving the Alpis here. What speed have you got? You've got a speed of 3. Okay, so you and the Alpis will be moving at the same speed then. That's actually pretty good for me. I wonder why your speed is only 3. That's odd. I would have imagined that anything that actually was made to move would be able to move faster than 3, but maybe not. Okay, it is time for you to now be on the move, I think. Let's drag them way back to have a proper big old fight with Armok's throne. Now, we're not going to be gathering any resources there for a little while, which is a bit of a shame. But that's fine. How fast are you moving? You're moving at 5.4. We're moving at 6, so we should be fine. Looks like we may end up getting caught in the middle of you two, so why don't we try to move around a little bit. We might be able to drag all 3 of you into a fight. That is incredibly cocky. I appreciate that. And if we end up losing because I'm being way too cocky, then I'm going to accept that and just take it on the chin, because what can I say? I'm literally describing what I'm doing right now, which is being silly. We might be able to make it if we just come along there. You just got to keep ahead of that curve. Come on. Almost, oh, they're almost upon you. You might get away. I think you've made it. I think you've done it. Oh, well played. Well played. I approve. Are you in a fight now? Yes, you are. Okay, right. Let's slow things down. We're going to hop over to the Armok's militia, which is currently blockaded. Actually, no. We're going to go to Armok's throne. I want to be in Armok's throne right now. There we go. Now, if we pull in Armok's throne, we may even actually just be in a fight with them straight away. Are they going to load in? No. Okay, so we need to load it in the Armok's militia. I'm not going to bring the plunderer in. I don't think we need the plunderer. Wander, you're free to engage. Let's make sure you're actually set on combat. Yes, you are. Ignoring salvage. Yes, you all are. Fantastic. Right, there we go. Oh, they're within range of one of the... Oh, no. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, scallywags. I just realized what's happening. You are not loaded correctly. We need anvils. Load the anvils. And then assign design to all same length missiles. Unfortunately, you're likely going to do some damage to yourself right now. And there is nothing I can do about it. Load in the hammers. It is ridiculous that you are a larger threat to yourself than anything else. Oh well. There we go. Right. It should now be able to sort itself out. And I'm on board as well. But unfortunately, again, I forgot. I remembered to reset all of its AI. I forgot that I needed to reset its the timings on the thrusters. But look at this. Look at this beautiful display. Oh wow, the Wander's getting hurt quite badly though. But that's gone down. Taking a lot of damage to the enemy over here. You're no longer in this fight. But since the Wander is beneath the Flying Squirrel is wrecking it. Oh wow. May actually lose the Wander here. That would be tragic. Let's see. How long have I got on the Wander? The Wander's got a little while. Plunderer, we need your help. Load in. Start engaging this Flying Squirrel. It's being a scallywag. Oh dear, you might be about to attack the Armok. That would be potentially quite bad. Oh, looks like all of the ammo is gone. And that is likely gone mostly because the Armok attacked itself. Like a derp. I love how this thing is able to just dodge all of these missiles. This is the thing. I'm actually really impressed with this design. It is so annoying. It's just this tiny little thing that can just deploy mines. It's more of a nuisance than anything else. But in the right situation, it can actually be pretty bloody nasty. I mean, it's done a huge amount of damage to the Wander just because the Wander got below it. And nothing can shoot it out of the sky. Oh, you scallywag. Where is it currently? There we are. Oh, I think the... Oh, my lord. Wander's taking huge amounts of damage. Wander, you're still in this, but not for a whole lot of time. Right, I know what I need to do. I need to be on the Wander right now. Warp the force. Okay, we'll just stand here and try to repair you as best we can while that thing swoops in for another attack. Damn you and your amazing maneuverability. Just goes to show you don't need a very powerful ship. You just need one that's fit for purpose. Ah, there we go. It probably got clipped by one of the anvils, and that's it. It's going down. But you did a huge amount of damage to the Wanda. In terms of resources, I'm fairly certain we came off much worse here. Much, much, much worse. Well, that is a little bit disappointing. Right, we need you back over here, please. There we go. Okay, how's the fighting going? Oh, no. Really? Oh, scallywags. I drew them back. I drew them close enough that they basically abandoned and decided to go for the Master Ranger. Okay, that was a little bit of an oversight on my part. I do apologize. Right, how's everything going down here? We've got enough resources that I should be able to put this back together pretty quickly. The main thing is just not falling off it while I'm trying to do that. There we go. We'll just stand in here. It's probably a decent place to hide for now. No, no, Wanda, calm down, Wanda. Wanda, this is not the good time for you to try and fly. I fear that you may be being a derp right now. Oh dear. Yes, the Wanda is just ruined. Okay, it's going to take us a while to get this back together. Honestly, the Abaya would be fantastic for this. But since we've got a bit of a fight taking place up there, it's time for us to pull all of you guys out of the fray. Have the militia hold position there. Then I'm going to jump up to the Abaya. Hopefully. Can I still reach the Abaya from here? I cannot, which is a little bit of a pain. Let's go up there and teleport this way. There we go. Right. We've got our enemies just over yonder, so let's bring in the Abaya, and we should be able to at least finish this fight off without too much trouble. Both of the enemy ships have loaded in, that's fine. And let's make sure that you are actually in combat mode. There we go. Alright, we should be able to win this fight with ease. Please don't ground yourself. Abaya, I'm watching you. I'm watching very closely. Don't... Abaya, again, very close to the ocean floor. Abaya. Oh, thank goodness. Right, there we go. Very glad about that. Very glad. Right, let's see what's happening there. That one's down. The other one is very far away. It's going to take us a while to get over there, I fancy. Very long while. Unless this one pulls us out of the fight soon. I don't think it's going to, though. That is unfortunate. Let's go over here and see how fast you move. How quickly are you moving? You're not really moving very fast. How many propellers have you got? You've only got a few. You know what? We know that I'm going to win this fight. How about we try... Ah, Abaya, I knew it. I knew I couldn't take my eyes off you for a second. You silly vessel, you. Right, okay, let's just go up for now, shall we? There we go. Just try to not kill yourself is all I ask. What I would like is for you to be at maximum speed so we can outrun your siblings and get over there to the enemy. That's right. They're all the way over there. Also, I need to unhook my camera a little bit. There we go. Right, now if the Abaya can get close enough without killing it, I'd be happy. I could turn off its AI completely, but maybe I should. I don't know. Those cannons it's got are firing explosive rounds. I don't really want it to do too much damage to us, but okay, let's turn off the Abaya's AI completely. And we'll control it manually for now. I'm gonna... Oh dear. Did we just go straight into the... Yes, we did. You silly, silly boat. Come on then. I'm going to need to go and very aggressively steer you, aren't I? Please stop this. I wish... Well, I've turned off the AI, so, I mean, it's not like the AI would be responsible for that one. But the AI will often do that anyway. So, spin around. Is there another AI on the Abaya? Oh, no. That was the wrong one. You're allowed to be on combat. It's the weapon system I needed to turn off. Scallywags. Oh dear. Please don't destroy that little Abaya. That's all I ask. Right, okay, I need to be out of you. Is there a way out? Oh no, there isn't a way out of you. That was unfortunate. Okay. How about what we can do is pull the Abaya out of this fight. As soon as the Abaya leaves the fight, I should be on top of the Abaya. No! Sobex! No! Bad Sobex! I should have been closer. The Sobex are going to kill it before I get there. Oh well. This is what happens. It's never a done deal that I'm going to be able to capture something, even if it's horribly, horribly damaged. But and I kind of like this little bit of a chance that I'll fail. Please don't. 2 seconds. 1 second. Come on. I'm so close. No. Oh, you scallywags! If I wasn't messing around with the Abaya because it kept trying to sink itself, I'd have been able to capture that Abaya. I'm blaming you. Oh well. There we go. These two areas are now ours, so we can tell the Abaya to just head over there. But we took a lot of damage in these fights, much more than necessary, honestly. But in the next episode, hopefully, we're getting fairly close to what we're going to need. I think it's like 150,000 metal we're going to need to build our new ship. And that will be going into a new fleet that'll be down here. Now, the reason why it's going to be a new fleet and not joining the Abaya, it might join the Abaya initially. But I've actually been thinking, I know, dangerous, that the Sobex, they're very expensive ships. And quite often, whilst they're extremely potent against anything about their own kind of value, there are a few exceptions, but generally speaking, they can fight off larger fleets of something around their size. They really take a lot of damage from more or less anything. The kind of glass cannons, I wouldn't like to say they fall on our glass cannons, because they do engage from quite a long range, and they've got shields, but they do take a lot of damage whenever the scrap comes to them. So what I've been thinking of doing, and since they're in a fleet with the Abaya, is actually changing them slightly. If I actually load one of them in, I've been considering changing this. Now, from what you can see from the shape of the Sobek, it does resemble the Abaya in many ways, and my idea has been to possibly retrofit the Sobex into subs. So instead of having them be surface missile ships, we would have missile submarines. I wouldn't be changing the weapon system to torpedoes. The Abaya has got a torpedo system, but these would still be launching missiles. They'd just be launching them from about 50 meters below the surface of the water. Now, I think that would have a number of advantages for the Sobek. Namely, the Sobeks are kind of glass cannons. At long range, they can decimate things, and they've fought against fleets much larger than themselves, of similar point value in terms of the composition of the fleet. But when it comes to the larger brawls, the Sobeks get torn apart. I think if we put them under the water, that would help to manage some of the incoming damage. Cannon shells would lose a lot of their energy moving through the water, and then the shields would be even better at deflecting them, or at least that's my hope. But I don't want to just jump in and make this change. It would probably be a fairly small change to make. I'm fairly confident that I'd be able to convert these to work much as the Abaya does, with very minimal amount of building. Probably just do it in the campaign, honestly. It would probably only take me 5-7 minutes, something like that. However, there could be things that I'm not considering here. Wouldn't be the first time. And I'm wary about making such a drastic change to the way the ship works if I might be overlooking something. So I'd be very, very interested in hearing feedback, whether you think that making the Sobex into submarines would be a good move or not. We could even keep the old Sobek class and just make this the Sobek Mark II. But I fancy actually just making a fleet of submarines, and then the Abaya would be moving around with its submarine fleet. I think that would actually be a really good idea. But again, leave comments on the video. Let me know what you think about the idea, and perhaps in the next episode we will see the Sobex metamorphose into submarines. I am hoping you're looking forward to that, or perhaps you will have a very good reason why that would be something dumb to do, in which case do let me know. But that is it from me for now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.